Hi, everybody. Happy Tuesday. We're on day 23 of this gratitude practice. For the first 22 days, we've been focused on being grateful for those things in our life, being grateful for ourselves, for our bodies, for our health, for our relationships, for our past, our present, our future, for our desires. We've been grateful for so much. And now we have the opportunity to turn that gratitude outwards, because while we can be focused on the self, we can find the true magical power of gratitude when we can be grateful for those things that we take for granted. And one of the most precious things is that gift of air, that air that we breathe. We've been grateful for our lungs. We've been grateful for the breath that we take in. But think about the air, this air that's rich with oxygen that keeps us alive. That oxygen that circulates through our blood, through our red blood cells, that nourishes every organ of our body. Think about the fact that during this time period right now, this global reset, this global pattern interrupt, we have the cleanest air that we have ever had in our lifetimes. In our lifetime. By forcing humans to withdraw and stop their normal activities, we are able to let the earth heal. We're able to allow these trees and these plants to breathe freely, for the animals to do what they do without restriction. And that has been healing this earth. I can tell you that the weather in Southern California has been quite rainy lately, and every time it rains, the air is so clean. Now it's like 10 times cleaner because it is just clear air even without the rain, and now with the rain, it just feels the most pure that it's ever been. You can see the mountain ranges with snow-capped mountains all around us. You can see to the beach from the tops of mountains. It is just so beautiful right now. And this is happening around the world. They're seeing that all the smog, all the pollution has disappeared because humans are quieting their activities. And this is what this global pattern interrupt is. It's interrupting the way that we have been living so that there is a healing process. There is a change and a shift. And I can't think of a more appropriate and wonderful time to be grateful for the air that we breathe. It is not coincidence that what we breathe is oxygen, and that oxygen is released by the trees and the plants. It's no coincidence that if you look at a picture of our lungs, that our lungs look like upside down trees, that the bronchioles and the bronchial tubes and the alveoli and all the way, they look like a tree. It looks like a tree trunk with the limbs and the little branches. And then the little leaves, it's like a reflection, like a mirror reflection, like a reflection in the water. It's reflecting back at us, and it's reflecting us. So this is no coincidence that what we expel, carbon dioxide, is what they breathe. We are interconnected with nature. This is not an accident. It's not an accident that everything turned out perfect. Because if you think about it, if you turned the earth just a little bit on its axis, if you moved it just a little bit closer or further away from the sun, everything would change. The temperature would change, the pressure would change, the way that we would have formed would have changed. Maybe we wouldn't have formed. This is all a very precise, organized orchestra that's playing this glorious symphony, the symphony of life. And we take it for granted that it's around us, and we exert our will to live life the way we want to and don't pay attention to it. When was the last time you picked up a blade of grass and looked at the lines on that grass, or observed the reflection in a dewdrop? Or think about that condensation that happens at night over the temperature changes that leads to that dewdrop in the morning, how that nourishes the soil and the plants. Think about the flowers that bloom with the seasons. Think about the leaves and the little veins that are on each leaf. the feeling of sand between your fingers, that feel of ocean air on your body. There is so much that we can be grateful for. And we can do this at any time. If you're standing in line for something, if you're just, waiting, if you have a moment to breathe, this is the time to be grateful for all those things that we just don't, we filter out of our minds while we focus on the things that we have to do. When we can find gratitude for the simplicity and the beauty and the harmony of nature, this is when we really cultivate that gratitude. This is when we really begin to understand the magic of our life. It is absolutely no coincidence that we have evolved all the way from the early humans to what we are now, to you. Think about all the steps, the sequences of events that had to happen for you to even be born. All those years of evolution. This is just the magic and the glory of life. And when we can find gratitude for that, we can find gratitude for all things in our life. So I encourage you today, especially, to open a window or open your front door. If you're able to, take a walk and just breathe that air. Think about all of the trees and the plants that it took to create that oxygen that you're breathing. Think about how you are contributing to their lives. Think about how every breath you give them, they absorb and they take in, and how Mother Earth takes on everything that you do not need and transforms it into the most magnificent abundance for our lives. Everything goes back into Mother Earth. Everything that we have right now came from her. Everything that we have right now will be transformed into something else 10,000 years from now that we can't even imagine. We live in harmony with her. And when we can be appreciative and grateful for everything that she gives us, we will find that harmony and peace in our lives. And we will find that magic in our lives. So I encourage you to be grateful. Be grateful for every breath you take. Be grateful for that air that you breathe. Be grateful for the cleanliness of the air right now. Be grateful that even though our lives have changed, there is so much that we're getting, including the gift of this beautiful air. I wish you a wonderful day, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.